Today we got the guys with us from Secret Keeper. Guys, thank you so much for being on today.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. I'm going to tell everybody a little bit about you guys real quick. So Secret Keeper was formed in 2013 following vocalists Kyle Burrier and guitarist Thomas Filbert leaving their previous band. Together, the pair wrote the band's debut single and EP before being joined by other members. And 1 year later, Secret Keeper would release another EP titled Losing Sleep, while the band continued to tour across the United States. After a short break in 2015, the band would come back to release their single Gravestones, followed by another EP released in 2016 titled Ghost, which I've been listening to at work all afternoon, so thank you guys. Before the band would see some member changes. On August of 2019, the band saw... on August 2019, saw the band join the Arkham agency for booking, followed by tour announcements and the much-anticipated full-length release, Cemetery Feelings. 2020 will see Secret Keeper continuing to tour throughout the United States and beyond. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
They've released 3 EPs and 3 official music videos. Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle, Thomas, and we're joined by someone else from Secret Keeper today.
Wow. Yeah.
Alex.
Hello.
Alex. Thank you guys so much for doing this. This is great.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
Oh, first question I have for you is, how are y'all doing during this pandemic?
Pretty good. I own my own business, and so does Alex. So we've been managed to stay busy. Kyle, you've been a little.
I'm good. I'm working.
Yeah.
I'm kind of having to, but it's okay. It's good.
Yeah, cool. Okay. So as mentioned before in the intro that Blake just said, Kyle and Thomas was in the different bands before y'all met to form Secret Keeper. Explain to us how you met and to form this great band.
Ooh. Well, we played in a couple of bad metalcore bands.
Yeah.
But
Did we all?
Yeah.
But no, we've been friends now for
It's going on since I was 16. I'm almost 26. Almost 10 years.
Almost 10 years now.
Almost 10 years. Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, we just were in a couple of, like he said, maybe objectively very bad bands, and, but then we came together. We wanted to do this kind of sound, and it was cool. I think it flowed a lot better, and then we're still here.
Yeah. I think Blake was in a couple of bad bands before he,
Like you wouldn't believe, man. Yeah. We were. I was in everyone's in a high school metal band at some point.
Yeah.
Where everybody has different influences, so we're all trying to play different things, and it branched off into 2 other bands from that one, and one ended up being a Nirvana cover band, which I'm not opposed to.
Yeah.
But it was the deep tracks, so
Right.
so fun stuff. And then I was in a hardcore folk band. Just before
folk band.
Yes. So we had one guy. It was a joke band, but it was really fun. We were called A Bear Named Susan, and it was no spaces. Typical metalcore band naming. Heavily influenced by Bless the Fall, and it was folk music, and we incorporated breakdowns and screaming and. I did a little bit of gutturals, and it was a blast.
Dude, why do I need to hear this right now?
If MySpace worked properly, I would say we could all head to MySpace right now and find some of those.
Yeah. So what are the some of the worst bands that y'all been in before Secret Keeper?
I mean, we're not going to name any names.
No, okay.
Just metalcore projects and stuff. I mean, I think we're being a little hard. They were okay. They were okay. I feel like, but we didn't really find our stride until this band. I think.
Yeah.
I like my band, so I think this band probably has worked the best so far with our setup.
It's funny enough. Alex has the same exact background, even though we're completely different bands, but literally the same setup to get into where we are today.
100%.
Yeah.
Right.
And by the way, your literal background looks amazing.
We can see Kyle, but not Thomas and Alex. There you go. Yes, you might have to squeeze in together a little bit more.
On ours, it's nice and rectangular.
Oh, okay. Well, it might fix us. I don't know. Yeah, but we can barely see both Alex and
We're at the studio. We're in the podcast room.
Yeah.
Oh yes, that's cool. That's yeah. But that's fine. Yeah, we can see. Yeah, we can see y'all now.
Awesome.
Yeah. So who would be your biggest influences before Secret Keeper? Do you have any major influences that like, brought together the band?
Yeah. Let's start with let's do Kyle's main influence.
Okay, are we doing like
anything?
Band's influence?
Let's start out with bands first.
This band's influence. Well, I mean, when we first started out, it was kind of being as an ocean, the counterparts, that kind of new wave melodic hardcore type of vibe. And I feel like it's stayed pretty consistent. I mean, of course, you listen to all different stuff individually. I really like, Bring Me the Horizon, Armor for Sleep, some old, some new, so stuff like that.
Yeah. I think maybe Alexis on Fire a little bit influence.
Yeah.
Here and there.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
My Sacred Keeper influence is Sacred Keeper. I used to listen to this band in high school.
That's the correct answer. Yeah.
Right.
I remember when Losing Sleep came out, I was, I think, a senior in high school, and remember jamming it. So.
Alex is the younger one in our group. A little bit younger.
Right. Cool.
I've got a question that involves Bring Me the Horizon that we were discussing earlier.
I've got an answer.
What are your thoughts on bands that change their musical styles dramatically, like Bring Me the Horizon did?
I would say personally, I think Bring Me the Horizon did a good job at it. They've been pretty consistent at doing what they kind of want to do, I feel like.
Yeah.
And it's never been I feel like it's a natural progression. If you go from the first album and you kind of go through, you can see how they've progressed, which is a little different from bands that kind of just go from one sound, like a complete 180 degree out.
Yeah,
I think it's
been very linear.
I think it's a full kind of push not to be pigeonholed. I think it's a I don't know. I think it's the band being cognizant of the fact that we can fall into that corner of our niche and carve that out, and then never be able to leave. And it's nice to, and I think it's almost a natural reaction to push back and do something completely different. I feel like that for most bands that kind of ends up happening, and whether it's received well or not is kind of irrelevant. It's just kind of a thing that happens to not fall into that same old.
Right.
Sure.
I'm all for it. I love the progression that band's done. My favorite work is probably Ammo right now has been my favorite.
Nice.
But, I mean, and I love all of their releases, but I think what I hear this a lot of people like, oh, this band's sold out or whatever, but it's like selling out would be making the same record 3 or 4 times because it already works. So I feel like I really respect Bring Me the Horizon taking huge risks where they've been a massive band at every stage in their career. And honestly, I would say they've arguably been the biggest band in their subgenre pretty much every time they've changed subgenres. So I'd say even though they've only become more successful from the progression, that I would say that they in no way
it's also kind of an indicator that they're trendsetters in a way. You know what I'm saying?
They're always
when you're the top band
ahead
in your genre every single 5-10 years, then sorry, less than that. They haven't been around that long, but every 2-3 years. I mean, every time you release an album, it's the biggest in that genre. Chances are you're
doing something right.
Finding that package.
Right.
Well, see, in our last episode, I was discussing with Blake that Lisa, your from Bring Me to Horizon probably blew out his voice, with all them screaming for all those years. Mm. So maybe that's why they toned it down and, get in the vocal range that he can do,
Right.
So I guess that's all about the voice, everything.
They're coming back there, man. That new song with Youngblood it's pretty good. I like it.
Yeah, I heard it. It is pretty good.
I like the video for it. I'm a big fan of that.
Yes.
It could also be, it could also be him just wanting to expand that audience as well. It's a lot more accessible when you have primarily singing and some screaming versus the opposite or the inverse, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
On another question on top of this main question is what do you think about Machine Gun Kelly? He went from rap totally different, totally and also, mind you, totally different aspect of the genre.
Okay, I'll let you guys answer it, and then I can savage it.
I don't have an
There you go.
opinion on it, honestly. I don't really listen to them, and I haven't listened to any of their stuff, so I can't make a good call on that. But Kyle has
Listen, at the end of the day, it's all preference. I'm not going to say his stuff is objectively bad, and I'm going to say that I think that I like this better than his full-on rap material.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
But I still am not the biggest fan. It sounds like Blink-182, and I'm just not that much of a Blink-182 fan.
Well, Blake is, and he loves it. I mean, it sounds
I'm good with it.
like Blink-182, in my opinion, you know.
Oh, our other guitar player worships Blink.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But see, I guess the reason why it sounds like Blink is because he got Jarvis Barker to do all of his drumming, so that might be a big influence too.
Yeah, for sure.
That dude is insane.
Oh yeah,
Not playing wise, but he caught the trend of this kind of alternative, like emo rap, SoundCloud rap, whatever you want to call it. And he jumped on that so early, and he worked with all like the best artists from that. So major.
And his kid is doing the same thing. You know, Landon, I think, is very much into that same type of genre, and definitely all over that. Then, do you think that Machine Gun Kelly got scared out of his own genre because Eminem just obliterated
destroyed him?
Yeah,
I mean, not know.
Did you guys want to answer first? I got a nice theory on it. It's not a super convoluted.
Go for your theory.
Listen,
go for it, man.
I don't think he got scared at anything. I think it looks like that because it's pretty convenient that he kind of had the diss tracks back and forth and then just kind of fell quiet for a little bit and then came back with the rock music. I think that
maybe it helped him actually.
That's what I'm saying. I think that it's kind of weird with artists like Youngblood and stuff kind of popping up now and using the aesthetic styling of the emo kind of My Kim look, maybe the early 2000s, mid 2000s kind of look. I feel like Machine Gun Kelly is almost bringing that style into the music back, and it's working for him. Because at the end of the day, a lot of these SoundCloud rappers and stuff like that, you can kind of boil their songs down to an emo pop punk
100%.
ballad. You know what I'm saying? So he's doing the same thing, but with guitars and real drums. You know, and so I think it's working a lot better for him that he's not doing this kind of Spitfire rapping, which doesn't seem to be in right now. You know, so
I always think it's interesting that you brought this up when you talk about the separation between those two genres. And you look at somebody like Juice WRLD, where if you just replaced the 808s and stuff with an acoustic drum kit and I mean, there's literally guitars in it, and then maybe an actual bass guitar, you'd pretty much be where we were in 2001.
Lil Uzi, Juice WRLD, XXX.
I think Uzi has a little bit. Uzi actually raps more, he sings too, obviously.
Sure.
I think I'm making a.
I'm talking at like a fundamental level.
Yeah, but my point is being these like rappers, quote unquote, sing more than they rap now.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Right. Yeah.
I don't even know if rap is the right term for it anymore.
We talk about this stuff all the time.
I have no opinion on this at all.
Yeah, I think it's very similar to a lot of rock music, and I feel like it maybe is what rock is evolving into.
Yeah.
I'm about it. I'm into it.
Alex listens to it all the time.
Okay, so on your debut album EP entitled Secret Keeper, when both of you began writing for the album, did you have any idea of what you wanted the band to sound like before you actually wrote the lyrics, wrote the actual music? Or did you just go into the studio and say, okay, well, whatever comes out, you know?
We kind of weren't in a studio either.
Okay.
We start off writing it in my bedroom first, and I kind of already knew what I wanted to do with the sound.
Mm-hmm.
we already had an idea, and then I think you just laid on vocals on top of it.
Yep.
And then we went to your bedroom
Yes.
and recorded it with our friend
In a closet.
Awesome.
And that, I think that entire EP, there's only real guitars on it. I don't think all the bass is like MIDI, the drums are MIDI, we did it on such a shoestring budget.
Yeah, this is when Being as an Ocean came out with Dear God.
Nice.
I think that was the song, and the whole alternative scene, the Tumblr scene, was kind of like clean guitars doing breakdowns. And we both
Minimal
kind of were
songs,
like, we like that. I want to do that. Let's do that.
We did it.
You don't have to put this public, but if you want, I love the budget for it.
The budget of $100.
Nice.
For 3 songs.
It's almost free, right? It's almost free, except for the guitars and drums, and that costs money. But other than that, yeah, cool.
Can you guys tell me about the first single that came from the debut album called Father's Day?
Ooh, that's all you.
That's about my dad.
Yeah,
I was 16, and it was really hard on me. So I was like, because coming from my other bands, I used to play guitar. I never did vocals of any sort, but I really wanted to, and so that felt like a really good time to, write a song about something that means a lot to me, and then scream it because I'm sad and I'm angry about it.
Sure.
Right.
And I had never gotten to do that before, so that was necessary for me. So that was great.
After you recorded that song, did that just release all the anger from you and what you had?
Oh, it absolutely helped. For sure.
Okay. Good. Great.
With most of our songs, they might sound a little bit dramatic, but I mean that's how I feel, And if I didn't have this band, it'd be a interesting time for me because it really is a huge outlet for me.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
yeah, totally. Yeah,
I'm right there with you, man. My dad died when I was 16, and music was like the biggest thing for me at the time, helped me through a lot, and especially aggressive music because you could feel emotion. And it's just that's the beauty of music, is especially heavy music, and people don't get it, but if you've been through some things and you find a song you connect to, you connect through the emotion, and it can be very therapeutic. So
absolutely. I mean, especially as an angsty 16-year-old, with all the in general.
Totally. Yeah, I always tell everybody that music heals all wounds. Music is good for everything. Happiness, sadness, it heals depression, so that's music is my life too. So, were there any drawbacks in hiring new musicians to be in the band, or were y'all confident in finding the correct people?
We gotta.
I mean,
we got it wrong a few times.
Oh, really?
Well, it's not necessarily our fault per se. I mean, some people. I don't know. The original lineup was cool, and we had some good memories. And then other things happened in people's lives, and we had to kind of move on from where they were at.
Right.
And then we kind of had a little bit of a revolving door for a few years. And that it was just life stuff happening between all of us. It's like your early 20s, or some of us are in school, other people are trying to get like work and whatever. And we eventually. The current lineup, I think, is probably the most solid. I agree. Alex and I were talking about this the other night, and I think the current lineup is the most solid one we've had since probably Losing Sleep. And hopefully, I'd say the new one is probably going to continue on.
Yeah, hopefully it reflects in the music as well. I think that these new songs sound really good. I mean, at the end of the day, it's always been me and Thomas. Kind of,
the core of it.
And we love Alex. We love to have him here, but I know that it will be the foundation is me and Thomas, and that's nice 100%. To have a solid base there, so that if we lose everybody, which has happened, it's not really, what I'm saying. It's not the end of the world because we still write a lot of the stuff.
Yeah,
good.
But it's certainly been a process over the years. But I wouldn't trade. With a few exceptions, I think I like all the memories that we've made. I think all of them have helped me grow personally, and it makes for good stories and good.
It makes for a lot of songs.
Right, exactly. A lot of songs. We'll give you just a minute, y'all. My co-host got out of it, so I'm gonna item right back in just a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah,
So
he's
sorry.
okay. Yeah, he's there. So we can. Okay. Blake, can you just go to audio for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we want the whole the
My bad.
That's okay. Yep, there's his bedroom, y'all.
Yeah.
Do you want me to call you back?
Yeah. Call me back in just a second.
All right, man.
Sorry, guys.
Okay.
These are small technical problems compared to our technical problems.
Really?
Yeah, no, this is fine. Yeah.
I bet y'all go through technical problems all the time, being on tour and everything. You know.
Yeah, I think the most recent tours, I think we've settled down. We've got things pretty good now.
Yeah. Well,
Aside
cool.
from one show in my mind, I think we've actually been pretty lucky.
Yeah.
We were on a really good streak for a while. Like everything was just going perfect. And then we played a show in Indianapolis, I think it was.
And everything went wrong.
And this place was haunted, apparently. And I don't really believe in this stuff, but this place, and I was like, there's no stupid.
Let's get the audio thing.
Let's wait until everything's solved, then we can tell the story.
Right.
Oh, this actually is a good story.
Blake,
Yes.
you're still on video, man.
Still on video? You
Still
can't
on
hear me?
video. I can. Okay.
You want me just do audio?
Just do audio. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Do you want me to call you back again? Okay.
Is that better?
Up there. Yeah. Yes. Yes, we can see the whole band.
Wait,
Yes. All right.
So
Now we can see everybody.
my phone was
Yeah.
dying.
All right.
My
Cool.
phone
All
was dying,
right.
So I unplugged the phone and the mic, and I screwed it all up.
Oh no.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Yeah. So you were telling us about problems. Yeah.
Technical
Played a
difficulties.
show in
Right.
Indianapolis at a haunted theater.
Yeah, and I was not believing it.
Yeah,
Apparently, blood triggers the ghost or whatever at
Yeah.
the theater, and I happened to I hit the first chord of Sycamore, and then my finger was just bleeding profusely, and then ever since from that moment forward,
Everything
hell
just
broke
went
loose.
downhill.
the amp stopped working.
And I don't have
the
technical
microphone
problems. This was,
started
like, the first time
feedbacking
ever.
horribly. And listen. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna go.
Right.
It could have been
It
a
could have
different
been.
issue that wasn't a ghost, but
Oh,
it was a
I
ghost.
could think, yeah, it was a ghost. We'll say it's a ghost.
Mine was a ghost. My
It's a ghost.
one patch cable on my pedal board stopped working, and I use this is not a sponsorship, but I use Omagami cables, so they usually don't not work.
Except for that one instance.
Except for the one time with the ghost. So that's how I now believe in the
Gummy,
paranormal.
shout out, bro.
If you want to hit me up with that sponsorship, I will say more, but I'm going to stop there for free.
There you go. There you go. Well, speaking of tours, how was the first tour? Was it totally successful, or did you run into bumps and bruises along the way, or were you expecting those mess ups? Were y'all expecting them from your other previous bands, or did you even tour with your other bands?
So let's see. How the very first tour we did was only Florida dates because we just wanted to. We'd never been on tour actually ever back in 2013, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So we tried to keep it simple, and we also tried to be rock stars.
Dude, I was
Not in a bad way. We played a show. We did a good show. All the shows were actually really good.
I was drunk the whole time. Can I curse on here?
You sure? I mean, if you want to.
Bro, I was shit faced the whole time. Dude.
Yeah.
I haven't done that since, and we don't drink on tour anymore. It was a
Yeah,
bad
only
time.
Yeah.
I think the only people in Seakeeper that drink are me and Brian, and only after the show,
Yeah,
a very small amount, because we're driving, we're doing whatever.
And
so
you guys are usually
we learned from that. That
Right.
was a long time
Yeah,
ago, though.
the second tour was good.
The second tour we did was actually really awesome.
Really good.
We did.
I booked everything myself, and we did 3 weeks out West Coast.
No.
Oh,
we did
oh.
Midwest and East Coast.
Oh, that was good too.
That was before.
We've
that,
had some
but-
good tours. They've been good.
Good.
The best one, though, and we all know what the best tour has been. It's definitely Japan.
Oh, Japan.
The one with I was just about to ask you about Japan.
Yeah, they know how to do shows.
Well, Japan is the best one.
Yeah,
for sure.
that was super fun. Everything sounded great. Everybody was super hospitable.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, sick.
So in Japan, what was the music scene like? over there?
Better.
Better? But everything is better over there, right?
Everything is better.
Pretty much everything's
Yeah,
better.
I mean, I'll give an actual real answer. I'd say the people there, I think, not that people here don't care, but people are very, like, a lot more committed to their craft in Japan, I felt like. So a lot of the quote-unquote local bands were doing really good jobs.
just
Like,
phenomenal.
they're playing perfectly.
Top notch. Every note.
All the
just
venues
on
were
it.
like nice. Every venue had like a full back line. Like the sound people like cared what they were doing. The light person cared what they were doing. Like
every time I went up or before I went up and I'm seeing these locals start playing, I'm like, it's so, everything is so meticulously crafted to be perfect that I'm sitting here like sweating to go up on stage because I'm like, this is not, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like we're a little loosey goosey.
Yeah, we're a rock and roll band. We just
We're just feeling it, and it's so technically precise and so well done.
they were super responsive to our like what we were doing though. Like because we play a little bit loosely, but they appreciated that because they're like, oh, you can actually like add lip parts. You don't have to play with, like
Right.
And it was really neat. And they like I had a great time. Like we were on tour with Oaktails, and they like treated us really nicely, and they took care of us and everything. And
Oh, nice.
we had an actual tour manager and driver, Tatsu. He
That was great. And big
Awesome.
shout out to Tatsu.
And all the other bands are awesome. Like everyone like welcomed us with open arms pretty
Yeah.
much. Like,
Yes.
I loved how like you'd have like a powwow before the show. Like all the
Yeah.
bands would get together, be like introduce themselves. Like the venue owner was there, the promoter was there, and then after the show, like after everyone left, all the bands would stay and like hang out and like have like food and drink and like get to know each other. I thought that was really important because I feel like that doesn't happen too often.
Right.
It makes it almost like a congregating of similar mindsets instead of just like show up, pay the money to get in, bob your head in the back for a little bit, and then leave. You know?
Right. Yeah. Another certain thing I found really cool was your Instagram. Your pictures are like really well done. First of all, who takes the pictures, and do you like take them on tour with you?
Yeah.
We have a few friends.
A couple of friends, most notably Steven, our friend Steven Wang. He does a lot of the photos that we posted. The Japan tour was all Wolf Elliott.
Yeah.
Wolf does a really good job. Like, way early on, we didn't really take any photographers out with us. I did a lot of the photos and do like the album art design and all that stuff. But as far as like the photos of us, I think it's been predominantly Steven and Wolf.
Steven and Wolf.
Have been the main ones.
Really good friends of ours.
But it's also nice because a lot of the members of our band, although we don't do it as a business, like Thomas knows how to take some good photos. He has a good camera.
Yeah.
Alex, knows how to use the Photoshop. So does Thomas. So it's nice to be self-sufficient here and there. So we're not having to hire everyone out all the time.
Alex is proficient in Pro Tools. I can stumble through Pro Tools. Like it's all nice that we can do things. Like if we had to do things ourselves, we could definitely do that.
pull
We
it
have
off.
to.
So it's a nice combo of our pictures, Steven, Wolf, and
We try to make it look pretty. Make the
Yeah.
Instagram
Yeah.
look pretty.
Aesthetic is very important.
Well,
Good job.
well, they know how to take pictures because I was a photographer for about 2 seconds in my life, and none of them came out that good. I couldn't understand the whole thing about taking pictures. So they do a really nice job. So
It
got some.
just takes practice, honestly.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
be obsessed with it.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
I guess there is like you have natural talent, but you can also like learn how to do things
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, cool.
So who's your favorite band that you've ever toured with?
Oh, I haven't.
Oaktails. Okay.
Yeah, honestly,
Maybe.
they're super nice,
Like,
super good
realistically,
music. Oaktails, probably.
Oaktails?
Yeah.
With Secret Keeper, Oaktails, but
No, conversation piece.
with Conversation Piece, my favorite band we
No,
toured with
Secret
was,
Keeper.
was
That's like
Secret
our
Keeper.
favorite is
Oh, that's
conversation piece, which is a joke because Alex has another
That's
band.
my other band, and we've done a tour where it was Secret Keeper and Conversation Piece, so I was double setting every night.
Yeah.
So, I toured as a guitar tech for a very small amount of time before Secret Keeper, I was taken out by a band called Stolas that are one of my favorite bands, and so they're probably my favorite band to tour with.
Did you go out with Hail the Sun too?
I've never been out with Hale. They're the homies, but I always wanted.
Did you go at DGD?
No.
No, never
no.
mind. All right,
No.
never mind. Stolas.
I've done
Yeah.
Stolas. The other two, I've been to too many shows.
What's our
but-
favorite U.S. band to tour with, though?
Oh,
what has
man.
been the favorite U.S. one? That's a tough one. I mean,
Castle No Kings was nice.
Castbox Kings was good. That's a good
They
one.
Unfortunately broke up a little while ago. Rest in peace. But they were on Invoke Records. They were super nice guys, and
Castbox Kings is probably they're the most recent U.S. tour we did. So
shout out, shout out to.
Well, so who would you say between the three of you? You know, who is the musician that inspired you the most to become a musician? With each of your instruments.
I got this.
Oh, you guys go. I don't.
You don't know yet?
Green Day and Linkin Park. Billy Joe Armstrong, I guess, because I play guitar.
Yeah.
But just all of Linkin Park, maybe specifically Mike Shinoda, because he was like, he could kind of do everything. Like, he could run Pro Tools, he could play guitar, he could sing, he could play piano, he could produce, he could bring in a whole song, and it would be it. And so I was like, I want to be that guy.
It all makes sense now.
I got two answers.
Two answers.
When I was like 10 or 11, I think, I saw a music video by Fall Out Boy, and I was like, dude, that's it. So I went to Walmart and got a Pretty in Punk. It's like the demos before Take This to Your Grave. So Patrick Stump was definitely like, yo, that's dope. And then, when I was in high school, I was like, post-hardcore is basically this, but kind of cooler. And so Armor for Sleep was a huge influence. AFI as well.
Yeah.
So kind of a nice mashup of post-hardcore and Fall Out Boy.
That's both great bands, yeah.
Yeah, for real.
Dude, I don't know. I started off like listening to a lot of classic rock because of my dad, but it wasn't like my main influence. I just started learning guitar because they're like, oh, you should learn an instrument. I guess I got into Green Day when American Idiot came out. I was pretty into that for a while, and also My Chemical Romance. That was definitely a big thing for me.
Yeah.
But then more as I learned guitar more, I think I'd say like August Burns Red probably influenced me a lot. Not that I write riffs or anything like that anymore, but they're definitely their inspiration.
Great influences.
Yeah, they're really great. Now this, I think y'all answered this question before, but I can't remember, so kindly refresh my memory. Which record studio gave you the most good vibes when recording an album? Is there one that really stood out and made it the most fun recording?
Glow in the Dark Studios.
Glow in the Dark,
Georgia, with Matt McClellan. He's done Under Oath, The Chariot. Stuff like
nice.
The Chariot they filmed their one music video. It's actually there. They
him and John and Matt
Goldman did that one. But that was really inspirational to be there because you really have like on the wall was like define the great line like.
And there are no windows, or in their old studio, they don't have the same building anymore. Yeah. In where the studio was when we recorded there was no windows, so you lost track of all time. And I would wake up at 4 a.m. and go to bed at 2 p.m.
Right.
It's great time.
Nice.
But I definitely think we haven't been there in a while, and they kind of changed how they did things there, so it's not quite the same as it used to be, like 2015, so like 5 years ago. But
we've pretty consistently done other recordings at Pioneer Sound.
Yeah,
with Adam and David, and that's always a great time.
They're the homies.
Yes,
we're there right now.
So, so we actually have to say them legally.
Right. Legally, or we won't get sued, right?
Yeah,
they're gonna come.
They'll throw all our songs away. Like
the Pro Tools session gone.
Right.
I think they're actually
his fingers on the button.
David's downstairs comping guitars right now, so we
took a break to be it.
Yeah.
I think that's those are the only two places we've recorded with this band. Actually,
we've only been to two. I mean, if you count your bedroom.
Yeah, my bedroom was dope. My mom was
that's some good vibes, right?
The upstairs at Radham, with the Focusrite 2i2
up there. Just demo.
But thankfully, we've had universally good experiences, and we hope to keep it that way. I'm sure it will be.
It's not a good time.
Cool.
You guys mentioned the Chariot, and anytime the Chariot comes up in conversation, I gush a little, right? So I have to tell the story, and I'm sure I've told the story on the podcast before, but the first show I ever went to, I was in high school, and it was to see Horse the Band, Arsonist Get All the Girls, the Chariot, and Norma Jean.
Beautiful. I love it.
We're all playing together. And the Chariot played before Norma Jean, and at the very last second, Corey Brandon comes out on stage whenever they go to play, and he's like, "We just decided to play Bless the Martyr in its entirety," and I was like, "Holy crap!" And then they close out with Memphis, and they bring Josh out on stage to sing it with them, and I was like, "This is I could die right now and be totally content with everything."
I've seen the Chariot twice, one in a smaller venue, and I saw them on their farewell tour. And since it was in Orlando, it's close to Georgia, where they're from, right? So they did the song, is it David De La Hoy's, where they have the guy from Listener, and he was there at the show, so he actually did his part live and did a stage dive off the stage, and I managed to get the guitarist pick from the farewell tour, so I have that sitting on my desk very proudly. The Chariot's guitarist pick. That's my Chariot story.
So from May to November of 2015, you guys kind of took a little short break. Is there any reason for that short? Are you at liberty to say if there was a reason for that short break?
It was. I mean, I guess there's a lot of other life stuff happening, and we kind of had a small creative differences, and we've
had a lot of life in this band.
That was a point when a lot of the members were leaving, so we kind of were like, well, I guess we'll just kind of end it here, because we had a good little run at that point.
Oh yeah, we straight broke up, right?
Yeah.
And then
other life stuff happened, and then things ended up working.
We got back together. A collective friend of the band messaged me, and I guess I don't know if he was lying or if he just kind of had a dip. He said, "Hey, yeah," he made up a story, or maybe I don't know. He misheard something. He was like, "Hey, Thomas said he really wants to get back together and do more music," and I was like, "Oh, really?" I hadn't talked to him in forever, because having the band breakup was super upsetting, I think, for all of us, and we didn't realize it, so we didn't really talk for a good while. And this kid the collective friend of the band messaged me and said, "Hey, Thomas wants to do music with you. Why don't you guys do it?" And so I messaged Thomas, and that kind of ignited the.
I know why we broke up. I know why.
Okay.
It wasn't. So it led to the creative difference on one of the songs you wrote, which I don't like, but I don't know. It's an alright song. It's fine.
Yeah,
track marks. It's fine.
Okay.
It doesn't exist on the internet anymore.
I was gonna say, I don't know if we're gonna
but
say
anyway,
that name.
we
Tell us
had
how you really feel.
we did a really long tour. We did a 2-week, 3-week run or
That's the
whatever.
Losing Sleep tour? No.
It was a winter tour.
Oh, that's
we
a
went
winter
out to
tour,
the West Coast. We all got really sick.
Yes, we did. It was
And we
super
should've-
fun tour. By
Yeah,
the
it was
way.
a great tour. We should have gone to a walk-in clinic way sooner, not at the end of the tour.
Yeah.
We came home. I think every band has that one tour that breaks them.
Oh yeah, it
Every
broke
band
us.
has that one tour, and it kind of broke us because we were just so deathly.
I guess-
Oh, I was-
not even kidding.
I was screaming with pneumonia and strep throat at the same time.
Ooh, that's
Yeah,
that's
it was
yeah.
really bad.
It's what happens when you're from Florida and you go on a winter tour.
I forgot
Yeah.
Jack.
But
yeah.
I think that was the initial start to everything kind of falling, because no one was happy after that.
Yeah,
Even though the
everything
tour was
falls
great.
apart.
Yeah, everything falls apart.
Yeah.
But I'm in the pieces.
That's our song.
Cool. So I guess on your worst tour, nothing went right. Everything went wrong, and so I guess that's what.
Not from
It
the
wasn't
stories
that
I've
it went
heard.
wrong.
No, it actually
Everything
went great.
right,
It's
yeah.
just we were so sick, and we
Yeah.
just kept going when we should have probably been in the hospital.
Oh, well, I mean, if you
Physically
got
yeah.
go, yeah, I mean, if you have
Every show was
throat, so that's
We were all very, very ill, but it was a great tour. I mean, it packed rooms every single night, which is, at the time I was like, I didn't.
Yeah.
I was just DIY booking everything, so I didn't know what to expect. I just, expected 10 people to come out, but it was a pretty awesome tour. So
yeah.
it was physically taxing, and I think we were all just very burned.
There was one point when we didn't have enough, I think, pre-pressed CDs, so I was burning. We had the album art on our CDs, and I was burning it.
There were
in
so
the
many
van.
people wanting
And
CDs.
I was so sick, I fell asleep while burning the disc and woke up to people banging on the door, being like, "Where's the CDs?" I was like, "I'm so sorry, I'm right now."
Yeah. Well, as I mentioned, as Blake mentioned in the introduction, Secret Keeper has released 3 EPs. So, is there any in the foreseeable future? Will there be a full album?
We released a full album.
We did have the full album
in
came out.
2019.
Okay.
December.
Yeah.
Called
Okay.
Cemetery Feelings.
Right.
Yeah.
And we also have a fan question. Cassie _ Dark asks, what was the lyrical inspiration for that album?
For Cemetery Feelings.
Yeah, for the full one.
That's all of you.
For
Right,
the
any of the
Cemetery
lyrics,
Feelings
yeah.
album.
Yeah.
Just kind of the idea of sadness in general. I mean, a lot of the songs that I write are sad because I'm sad. So I'm just being honest. That's my way to be therapeutic about it. But the full length album was almost the idea of being in pain emotionally, and I think just. Of course, there are personal experiences weaved in between each song. Dealing with the issue of self-harm, dealing with losing friends to taking their own life or whatnot, and I'm sure me and many others have been plagued by stuff like that in their lives, and it sucks and it's painful. And I think the album was an attempt at dialing in and maybe figuring out what is pain in kind of like a not to sound too pretentious and artsy, but I try to do like a weird abstract look at the idea of pain itself.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have a question about the album artwork. It looks awesome. Like I love the cover for the album with the steeple. Is there a story behind the church steeple?
Okay, so this is a me and Thomas together kind of thing. Do you want to say the story?
Oh no, it's all
okay.
You can regale us with that.
All right. So there's a church like next to my house. Like I could walk there. It's got this really cool steeple, and we were thinking of an album cover. And
well, we wanted to do the steeple because it kind of tied in with the whole
the death and the pain type of vibe for the album. I was like, what if we throw a steeple on there? So we took a picture of the church's steeple, and it looked pretty cool. And we were gonna use that. I think it's the single art for Sycamore on Spotify right now, and we were like, we're gonna use that. It looks good enough. It looks cool. It thematically tries to tie in, I guess. But then I texted Thomas maybe a week after we took the picture, and I was like, I don't know. I feel like we use, and a lot of bands just use photos of things, and I wanted to do something different. I was like, let me meet you at the warehouse, our practice space. And I got there, and I was like, Thomas, can you throw in this picture, and can you trace the steeple? And so he traced it on Photoshop, and I was like, it might look real stupid, but it might look real cool. And I think we both ended up being like, yo, I think that's it. It looks super
that's
cool.
dope.
We didn't want to rip off Bring of the Horizon. I think like that's the spirit. So I was like,
we should
put it on a different background. We didn't want it to be like a solid background.
We had it blank white, and it kind of it wasn't there yet. It was like just there, but then.
So I think I had the idea. I don't remember. I had the idea of like.
Or maybe,
collectively, we had the idea of putting out like a painted canvas-looking background. So I threw that together, and then we had the album art. And coincidentally, we ended up using all the photo for Sycamore is like inside the booklet, and there's a bunch of other photos that kind of tie in with each song in the album art that I thought was kind of neat. So we tried to have
a couple music video.
Some music video references, and a couple things like that if you're clever enough, or if you look at it.
Is now are y'all gonna record any new music videos? Because y'all have four out right now, correct?
We got two in
two in December. Okay, nice.
Yeah, they haven't released yet.
Yeah,
but we got them.
It's been a weird year, so we've been
yeah.
How to release
we absolutely don't want to overshadow anything going on right now as far as social movements, political movements. That needs to be front and center when we feel the time is right to have that entertainment come back to the forefront. We'll put them out.
So we've just been focusing on our own stuff, like writing new songs in the background, recording new songs, like
Now, do you like recording music videos? Like how long does it take to make one video? per se.
It depends.
It depends on the video.
It depends what we're
some
doing.
of them have
More some ideas are more elaborate than others, so it might take a lot longer to plan, a lot longer to film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have one in our pockets right now that took a pretty extensive amount of planning and work.
Yeah, it did.
And then one that was that just we happen to
one's a
be
lot
in
more
the
simple.
Yeah, it's simpler.
Yeah.
Right.
But it definitely depends. Like, I think even the Sycamore video took, because we shot that one with like the shots of us in your mom's house, in Kyle's mom's house, and then that took like a day in itself. And then there was like another day of shooting the story shots of that, and then we went through and did the editing.
And we
all
storyboarded
that,
that for at least a few weeks.
Yeah, it was a few weeks storyboarding, figuring out all the shots, and like, because
it's cool because we kind of we like direct and write our own videos, which is kind of dope.
Oh, nice.
We had a lot of help with our first videos we did with our friend Joe DeSantis, and it was to see him work and see how he did it was very helpful for us to better convey what ideas we want when we work with like new people, because we just like, here, this is the idea, we have it all nice laid out, and it's a lot easier to work with them, I think, because they already know where we're trying to go, and they can just add their ideas to it, and we can actually talk and work together, as opposed to like when you just hire a videographer and like, we want a music video, and they're like, cool, I have no idea what to do.
Or it's not the same vision that you're thinking of, and I don't know if it sounds like kind of self-absorbed, but we have a vision when listening to the song of a vision. Like, you close your eyes and you can visualize what images you're feeling when you listen to that song.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I'm like sitting there coming up with this music video, and Thomas the same, coming up with this music video in our heads when we close our eyes and listen. And it's hard to have someone pull it off exactly right out of your brain. I don't expect anyone to do that. So I think that's why we kind of took the reins on it.
Yeah. I think doing the storyboards helped a lot, just because we did Sycamore, we did with Steven, and he was
great, by the way.
Yeah.
Like he got it almost to a T what was in my head when I was coming up with that, so yeah.
Well, since you record your own music videos, do you nowadays? I've been hearing a lot of people record their videos on their iPhones instead of a big, big camera. Was that the case for y'all, or did you record that on the?
No, we joke about it. We make some jokes about it.
Yeah.
But no, we definitely still use the big expensive.
Okay. Yeah.
Sure.
Right. Yeah.
Well, not really big. I guess.
No,
primarily it's a
medium.
Well, just standard. Yeah, just standard one.
A7-2s and A7-3s usually.
Right. So it's not a red or anything. Like, we're not making a movie, but pretty decent cameras for sure.
Yeah, but Christopher Nolan better watch out though.
Yeah. For real. We got some in the pipeline that are about to come out. They're very weird, and I love it.
Oh wow!
Super strange.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Well, this has been awesome, guys. Thank you so much for coming on and talking with us. We've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
For asking us stuff and letting us tell stories.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, where can we find you guys on social media?
Ooh, everywhere.
Everywhere.
I think, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We have our own website. There's Spotify.
We got YouTube.
YouTube.
At Dreambound.
Dreambound.
Most of our stuff
has been premiering most of our music videos. Yep. So
at Secret Keeper FL or at Secret Keeper Band.
Yep.
Yes.
.com. Right.
Either. Yeah.
Cool.
So no MySpace, right?
Unfortunately.
We got to get back to that. Why? You guys created MySpace, and I'll log into my old folk band's MySpace account.
There we go.
You guys in the top 8.
I'll hit up Tom.
Send over the hidden tracks.
That's right.
There was a really sweet Katy Perry cover that we did.
Yes.
And it was intense. I wish I could find that.
Jam.
Well, thanks again, guys. We really do appreciate it, and maybe we can talk again soon.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks,
You've been listening to the When Words Fail, Music Speaks podcast. Stay tuned for more, and thank you for listening.